Hey guys, so welcome to my Metro Impressions video. This is Metro 2033, not Metro Last Light, just to let all of you guys know out there. But basically, what I'm going to be doing today is I actually just finished Metro 2033. Now, it's a game I picked up quite a while back, but I never actually played just because I really wasn't too into it, because some of the animations are a little snarky and I was pretty busy with work and stuff. But over the last couple days, I've actually taken a break because finals are coming up, so I was taking a break from work and everything, prepping myself for finals, and I took some time every day and I basically played through Metro 2033, and I finished it last night, and I actually wanted to give my impressions to you guys right now. So as you can see, it's great, and there's a few things we'll be talking about through this video, but I want to give you an overall feel. First of all, I did want to start with the atmosphere, which you can tell looks beautiful. This is from a scene about midway through the game when you enter Polis Station. Without giving spoilers, I'm going to try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. But the atmosphere of Metro is great. So it's based on a book, Metro 2033, that's shot in a that's set in a post-apocalyptic Russia, which is what you see in now. This is actually the air topside landscape, and the one thing that I like about it is it has the supernatural elements of it, these mutated creatures which you'd come to expect from a post-apocalyptic game, plus the human combat and some stealth gameplay. But as you can see here on the atmosphere side of things, it's beautiful. Moscow is torn apart in a great way, and it looks very nice. The gear handles very well. I mean, everything looks good. This is actually on PC. I did play it on the PC, and from what I've heard from a lot of friends and coworkers is that it handles a lot better on the PC. So naturally, I went ahead and did it. I had a couple frame rate drops, but keep in mind I'm running on a GTX 650. So it's not like the nicest card, it's kind of more like the consumer family card, the cheaper end of the spectrum. But I was able to run at 45 frames plus the entire time on, I believe, right above normal settings, not on the ultra settings, but it still looked a lot better than on the Xbox. The Xbox is actually what I first picked it up on too, so, you know, I actually must say I enjoyed it more on the PC. But the atmospheres, like I said, are great. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. Inside and outside. You'll see some inside Metro pieces here, too. But the fact that you have to loot and collect and actually scavenge to survive is what made this game so awesome for me. I found out that if I wasn't scavenging, I actually wasn't able to survive because I couldn't get enough bullets. And I was playing through the game on normal. Here is another thing. This is early in the game when you don't have all of the fancy weapons like the AK. And you're kind of in this metro tunnel, and again, it's very, very atmospheric. I mean, you can see the sense there. It's dark, it's creepy, it's fun to do. I actually lowered my my light, my brightness a lot just to make it even more creepy. And it handles very well. And this is the atmosphere that I like about Metro, because once you're in there and in that first-person perspective, it's gorgeous and you're stuck in there. I often found myself like replaying sections just because the atmosphere was so well done. The sound design is also fantastic. You'll constantly be hearing pipes and whispers and rumors and people talking, and it's amazing. There's actually one piece of footage that I didn't use here from my playthrough, where I was in the actual Metro kind of substation with the community, so a lot of people. And that part, again, was really cool because there's sounds, there's an old guy playing guitar in most of the scenes and stuff. It's all there. Now into the atmosphere, we're gonna take a step back here, and that's kind of the general atmosphere. This is again later in the game, and what you're looking at here is kind of a cool little cinematic combat scene. Now the one thing that I like about these combat scenes is they actually give you control of your character in most of them, but without like actual weight to your character, which you'll see in some of the cutscenes. It feels a little clunky, as in, let's say, Crisis 3. You know, imagine the weight that you had in the nano suit in 2, 3, 2 and 3 mostly, but, you know, 1 had it a little bit as well. But you don't have that when you're outside of cutscenes. That's kind of what I saw here in Metro. And that's what's rough, and this is a perfect example here. This is actually at the very beginning of the game during the prologue, and you'll be playing it, and you'll see that your character has weight when the ladder goes out up here. So the ladder is going to go out, and Miller will grab you. Well, I'm not going to talk about Miller, but you look here, and you see your character has weight, especially when he's lifted up and thrown over. Now, the second this cutscene ends, that weight's over. It's gone. And here again in a cutscene, this is actually kind of the more human character aspect. This is a little boy, and his uncle actually was killed by these monsters. And you see that with the weight here. Again, your head's moving, it's pivoting, it's handling itself well, but you don't have that when you're actually shooting, which is what really got me, because it feels like the shooting parts and then the cinematic, very well balanced parts where your character's weight to them, right, are totally separated in the game. And that's something I'm hoping when Last Light comes out that they've improved a little bit upon. Because this scene with this boy was fantastic, and I mean, it shows the humanity and some of the character integration here, which is huge in Metro, and I love that because it's desperation. It's about humans banding together and fighting each other still in this post-apocalyptic world. And this kid scene was one of my favorites in the game. You know, so you have that. I mean, you also have this ammo currency system. So basically, military-grade ammunition has replaced money because it's worth a lot more. It's basically higher damage, higher quality, and you're able to survive off of it. So you see here I'm trading in some normal bullets for military-grade bullets that I'll be using in the future. There's tons of different types of ammunition, and when I say tons, about 6 or 7, regrettably, but it works well. It's not like it forces, you know, there's not a massive selection of weapons. You can't really customize your weapons, which is a little rough because I've seen some like AKs with bayonets and laser sights, and I like the AK iron sights. However, I can only get a laser sight if I buy a scoped AK, so that was a little rough. I don't know if that's because of my difficulty. Maybe if I bump the difficulty up past normal, it'll, you know, kind of transfer, and we'll get some cooler weapons and stuff. But you'll see that, you know, it's kind of preset, so you can't really customize your weapons, which really bothered me. However, you know, the system itself was great, but the weapon limitations were a little frustrating. I expected more kind of thrown together weapons too, and you really didn't get that. Now, while all the weapons handle pretty well in combat, as you'll see me going into here, this is actually supposed to be a stealth segment, and that's another bone I had to pick with this game. You see me blow out lights and torches, and also on my watch, you'll see on my wristwatch I have the gauge with red, yellow, and then green. Green is, oh no, you're totally silent, no one can see you. But you'll notice that I pull out a throwing knife here, and, you know, I actually don't play with crosshairs. People, like, freak out over that, and I'm like, no, I kind of like it. It's immersion. But with the throwing knives, you notice if you miss, everyone in the room instantly knows you're there, which really ruins the stealth aspect. I mean, I look at games like Dishonored, where it's still fairly easy to be seen, and people still notice. So I was frustrated with the stealth segments of the game. I ended up actually just going through and basically shooting everybody and then using their supplies to continue through the firefights. It kind of ticked me off because the gun mechanics and the gun handling are great, again, without that weight, which is a little rough, because you'll notice that the weight when I'm actually not in a cutscene or a specific scene isn't there to my character, and that's really what bothered me. I also like their use of a silent protagonist. You're playing as Artyom, however you pronounce it. And he's like the silent protagonist, doesn't talk much. And I like that role. I mean, that works good. It worked for Bioshock 1. However, I do hope that in Last Light we get a character to him, because there's a lot of scenes in here, not ones that I'm going to play for you guys, because I don't want to spoil anything, even though the game's been out for about, I think, 3 years now. But it's something that was kind of like holding me back, because I was like, alright, my guy should totally be saying something right now, and it just feels awkward not saying something. Kind of like that scene in Spider-Man 3 where he danced on the piano. Like, what the hell was that? So, you have some of those awkward moments in here, and that was a little frustrating to see, but, you know, I understand it. I get it. And the thing with the stealth segments that bothered me is just the fact that they didn't feel like stealth segments. I felt that I could just run through, shoot everyone, and that was the only way to get it done, which kind of made me angry. But, you know, I guess you get it. Now, there's combat scenes that really shine, such as this one. This is later in the game, after I've kind of gotten my upgraded weapons and stuff. Again, I would have liked to not have a sniper scope on this thing. Like a red dot would have been appropriate, but unfortunately I can't customize. But this section here is awesome. You actually see me using my hand crank too. That's how you keep your night vision and your flashlight charged up. But the combat section here is great because you're with a group of rangers and you're all pushing up through this like dungeon in a military installation, and it handles so well, and I like that. But again, the weight to my character here was a little rough. There's one thing that I regret not being able to get on film, and I actually had some, but it was corrupted footage, so I couldn't throw it in here, is the executions. Occasionally when a monster pops out at you or something and it surprises you, you'll get a quickly tap X emoticon, right? And you'll tap X and you'll stab it and execute it and throw it off at you. Really awesome, works well. When you sneak up behind somebody and try to kill them with a knife by being all stealth-like, you'll either one-shot them or you'll hit their Kevlar and they'll turn around and start shooting at you and alert everybody else in the room. That bothered me because I couldn't do those same executions on the human enemies, so it didn't feel exactly balanced. Also, I actually wasn't able to do melee quite frequently because I couldn't just pull my knife out real quick. It's actually a separate weapon slot, which is cool, but I was mad that I couldn't do these executions when I actually was in combat and could use them. It seemed like they were very kind of scripted and prompted, which bothered me. So I'm hoping again that we see in Metro Last Light a little improvement on those animations. Other than that, though, I mean, I really don't have a lot of bones to pick with this game. I mean, atmospherically, it's gorgeous. I love the system with the ammunition. Military-grade ammunition's your money. I mean, it works so well for this game. The setting of the Moscow Metro is awesome. And I also love how it's set in Russia. I like something that's not like, you know, US-based or something that, you know, feels different, feels like something, a culture that quite honestly I don't understand. So it was cool to see that and hear some Russian too. You can actually set the game to be all in Russian. You won't understand a thing unless you turn on subtitles, but it's really cool. Plus the constant threat of being able to die. The melee attacks do a ton of damage. And this game was difficult. You also have to constantly have your gas mask on in areas that are toxic and keep changing out filters, which are monitored by your watch. You just saw me looking at my watch. And you have to keep your ammo up. And ammo is rare in this game. On normal mode, I was able to stack up quite a lot by just exploring, and that's quite frequently how I play. But it forces you to scavenge, which I like, because in a post-apoc game, you can't just run around in a world that's torn up and expect to just find stuff everywhere, because that's not magically how it works. So I really liked that. I do feel like the guns could have a little more power, and I noticed this on the harder difficulties. I started a Ranger difficulty, which is the very, very high up difficulty, and it took way too many bullets for me to drop something, even in the very beginning, to the point of frustration. So I hope that that's taken into consideration too. So it does feel like a cross between like a Battlefield and a Call of Duty if you want to compare it first person, like mechanic-wise and feel-wise. You have some of the character weight that you see in Battlefield and Crisis, but the shooting feels like something straight out of Call of Duty. In most of the guns, you don't even have iron sights, so it feels like early Call of Duty. And quite frankly, I think that bothers me. I would love to see it go more of a Crisis way with Last Light, and since we haven't really seen much, I can't judge that. Some more character customization and stuff would be fantastic too, especially the body armors. There's only three types of armor I think you can get. You have the normal suit, the light suit, which you automatically get, then you have four types, the stealth suit and then the heavy suit. Those are the only ones you can get, and you don't really see those changes cosmetically either, which really kind of bothered me. I would have loved to see my gas mask change, like you see the Rangers have these heavy masks now, instead of just be a normal gas mask. So, you know, some of those small changes are what bothered me. Now, here we're actually going to look into the supernatural aspect of it, which is amazing. This isn't the best supernatural clip. You saw one at the beginning of this video that really kind of displays it more. But you are not supposed to understand these creatures. And I love how that is exactly how it's portrayed. You don't understand these dark ones. You don't understand all these mutated beasts. You don't understand a lot of stuff about it. Why they're there, why they're doing this. And some of the mutated beasts, sure, from the radiation, but like the dark ones, what do they want? And I love that because you aren't meant to understand them. That's what makes them scary. In Metro, I actually had someone ask me a question literally before I shot this video. A good friend of mine, we've known each other for about 5 years. He was saying, is Metro scary? And I said in its own way, yes. I gave it like a 7 out of 10 because supernaturally, it is very freaky, and I love the way they took with that. You're not supposed to understand it, and they never make you understand it, which is fantastic because it remains creepy throughout the entire thing. So, you know, overall, Metro is just a very impressive game. I wish I would have played 3 years ago. I feel like I would have had a higher appreciation. But now that I've done gaming journalism for a while with Gamersalt Weekly, and also here on Avialence, I've done plenty of these videos, you guys know that I have a much bigger appreciation for these kind of things. So I guess it really just depends. Overall, Metro 2033, an amazing game, and you should definitely play it if you're going to pick up Last Light, because it follows the same character, Artyom, and this story is beautiful. You can probably get through it in about 10-12 hours if you play on a normal or an easy difficulty. I think I clocked it about 15, but I was scavenging everywhere, like every corner, and also filming and stuff. But it's such a great game, and it deserves some attention, so go pick it up on the PC. I believe it's 10 or 20 bucks on Steam. That's where I actually got my copy free from their website during a giveaway. And you can also pick it up on the Xbox, and I'm not sure if it's on PSN, but I know they're 20 bucks a pop. So go pick it up, play it before Last Light, get a little sense of kind of the universe, because you definitely need that for Last Light. And then check out Last Light on May 14th when it comes out on consoles and also on PC. I will be reviewing Last Light, which is why I actually hopped into Metro again, because I wanted to get that kind of background feel for it. So I'll be reviewing Last Light for Gamer Assault Weekly, and I'll also be streaming it the week it comes out. So be sure to check out my review, and also join me for the live stream when I'm playing through it the first time. I'd really love to have you guys there, and we can talk about some of the improvements and whether or not they delivered, so to speak. So anyway, guys, I'll let you go ahead and go. I hope you enjoy this video. Remember, if you like this video, please feel free to like it, obviously. Comment. Give me a comment. Tell me what you thought of Metro. And also feel free to subscribe to this channel for more videos and Let's Plays and stuff that's coming out this summer. I appreciate all your guys' support. Go play some Metro and then come back and tell me what you thought of it. Or if you've already played Metro, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious on your feelings. Have a great one, everybody. And I'll be talking to you in the next video. And I'll be seeing you when I'm playing some Last Light. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you guys.